too, because of this or that, some regulation.
Huh.
And you have to move what you picked out to some other place. Well, Sid didn't like it because the freeway is there and makes a lot of noise. So at the last minute, he decided at that time that he'd like to go inside the mausoleum.
Huh.
And so that's where he is, and I love it because it's raining or snowing. I go there.
Oh,
And
you
I
can
sit
go.
inside,
You
yeah.
sit inside. You're under
I
protection.
sit inside, that's right. I
That's
like
nice.
that. And even picked out where we were going to be. He wanted to be near the window. That's where he is.
Oh.
We picked it out, see, and I feel very satisfied about it because that's what he wanted.
So,
I don't wait for the last minute, because that's foolishness.
so your great-grandchildren will be able to go to your mausoleum, is that right?
That's why I'm insisting when Janice and Stefan make it,
Uh-huh.
that they know where everybody is buried.
That's right. 'Cause they
Otherwise, they
visit.
have to go and look, and they don't know what's what.
Sure, there's so many places to go.
That's right. You don't know where they are. Where's so and so? Where's great grandpa? Where did you bury him?
Yeah.
And they start talking, and they're all wrong. See, that's why you have to have proof.
That's true. It's nice to have one central place.
It's nice to know that that's the real where they are.
Right. So I wanted to get a few more details on this first rescue that you made when you were 10. You put Helen onto the sled, and then you had to pull her, I guess.
We pulled her on the sled.
Mm.
That was Esther, Helen, Dorothy, and I,
Wow.
the four of us. And
3 girls pulling Helen.
and of course, that's all frozen, and then
Slippery.
it's just like glass.
Yeah.
We got her home and then called the doctor. They operated on her, and then every other day the doctor came and looked at that.
Oh, so he had to operate right there in the house?
No,
No.
they took her.
Oh, that's good.
Ambulance.
And by that time you had a telephone in the house?
We didn't.
I had to run next door,
To
huh?
the neighbor. Next door, you know how far? Almost a mile.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. That was a crank telephone.
Oh, how funny.
That's not funny.
I guess by cranking, it's ringing a bell at the other end. Is
I
that what
don't
it
know
was
what
doing?
it was doing.
But then an operator would come on
Yeah,
and say, "Hello, this is the operator,"
that's the operator.
and then you had to say something like,
Don't forget, that's 77 years ago.
"Well, see, I have no idea. I've never actually spoken to someone who used one of those phones, so I have no idea of how
That's,
they actually work."
that's all they had.
And so an operator came on and said, "How can I help you? Who do you
Well,
want to
you
be
had
connected
an
to?"
operator not till maybe 30 years ago,
Ooh, wow.
if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't dial, you gave the number to the operator.
Yeah, to do a long distance call.
It was about 30 years ago.
In 1965, I made my first long
There
distance
you
call.
see.
Right, and it was strange because I was so scared of talking to the operator.
Why, sure. I bet you won't forget that. You don't think about it till later, then you think how it left an
Right.
impression on you.
Sure.
But you weren't any different. Everybody had the same trouble,
Right.
you know.
So, if someone was having an appendicitis, it's just tender in that area.
And
Is
you're
that
on
how
a
you know?
fever,
Oh,
and you get severe, sharp pain, like knives sticking you.
oh.
It's not just,
So it's not just gas.
no, it's real, you know.
Really sharp pain.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
It's enough to knock you unconscious. I mean, that's a
Wow.
terrible pain.
Wow. So that was a
And that's
10
what you
years
go,
old.
you go through all of those things as part of your living.
Mm-hmm. It must have brought you closer together as a family because you don't
Well,
have these-
sure, we were very. That's why they're all so close now, even.
Yeah,
You have to admit that's a big family,
Sure.
and they were very close.
When,
And trouble throws you together.
hmm
It does.
And I guess when there is a problem, you know that Sarah's helped you before, so you turn to Sara again.
Well, what happened with me, and there's many reasons for it, whenever they had sickness in the family, it was Sarah. They either come to my house or I went to their house.
Ah,
And that's how, since I moved in with Rose and Ben, Ben had a stroke. He was only 49. You never met Ben.
that was Teetelbaum, right?
Yeah.
No.
And then we took him to the hospital,
Uh-huh.
and the doctor says there's no more we can do.
Oh.
Take him home, and just about pronounced him dead.
Ugh.
He was at St. Joseph. And then they got a nurse. They couldn't afford it, a registered nurse. And she's a big fat thing, and she smoked.
Oh no.
I'll never forget her. And so I couldn't live to see the way things were going. And Rose tried to lift them, and not knowing how, she dislocated her back.
Oh no.
So they took her to the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, they put her in traction.
Wow.
So there were 3 kids and Ben. Said I moved into their house
And so you helped
and
out.
took care of them. Yeah,
That's
we
wonderful.
always took care of the family
Wow.
whenever they had a problem. And that in itself brought very close family.
Well, I think there's things
What-
that we all can learn from the example of the Lubar sisters.
True love.
Yeah.
It was true love.
hmm
Everyone. And then when they needed something, they all pitched in,
Right.
you know. You don't see that anymore.
Well, we certainly have examples in our society of people who distrust their own siblings.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
And what do you think the thing is, Stefan? Why? What's the one word? You're talking mistrust. What's the one word?
I was
What
thinking-
causes the trouble?
Jerry Springer, you know.
Don't laugh. You can learn from that.
You know,
Don't laugh. I haven't seen him for months. Is he
Mm.
still on?
he's still on, I think. Oprah and was it Montel? They're showing examples of bad behavior.
Oh, yeah. But it's true. It's true. They're not made up.